Harry, this is Lord Potato, and this is What If. Wait, let me say that again. What if Naruto was the reincarnation of Scissor 7, Part 5, or 4? Was it? Wait a minute. Yeah, this is Part 4, so let me begin on this What If. Sorry about that. Okay, so let me do a recap on what happened last time. Naruto, he did fight against, well, not really fought against, um, he kind of had it to use, well, he kind of, let me say this kind of, fuck, my fucking recap, okay? I'm in a idiot, okay? Kind of didn't feel like doing this, but you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. So, because I have a very special ending for this, but yeah. So, let me go into the recap. Okay, so Naruto, he kind of went to get Sasuke back. So, Tsunade is the fifth Hokage still, since Naruto did bring her back and Jiraiya didn't do jack shit. Naruto stayed in the village, okay? So, he's not gonna train with Jiraiya or anything. He doesn't trust Jiraiya or anything. Of course, Naruto, he does have what's called Sharingan. That's basically a fusion of Obito's Madras. So yeah, with that happening, Naruto did go after Sasuke did pluck out his Sharingans, did kill Kabuto, and also Sasuke's dead because of Sasuke. With that happening, we went into a 4-year time skip. Instead of having like Naruto being 16, I wanted him to be 17 at least. So yeah, Naruto is 17, and of course Naruto did train for 4 years in the village, in the Namikaze place. Of course, Naruto did get enough money in the Namikaze place when he learned about his heritage, and of course he does make a very better barbershop place, and a bunch of villagers don't hate Naruto at all, and really didn't really hate him that much because they get like nice haircuts from Naruto. So yeah, Naruto had a sword that, well, his mother left behind for Naruto. This sword is black. It's a black handle. In the what's called that little circle thing that's always near swords. This right here. The I don't remember what's called, but it's an Uzumaki symbol. It's red and all that. And the sword, the blade itself, is actually well red. So yeah, with that happening, also the whatever the scavern whatever it's called is has the Uzumaki symbol. So yeah, and of course that's how Naruto's sword is. Well, it's a longer sword. That's what it is. Of course, Naruto still has his 1,000 demon dagger. So yeah, that isn't gonna be getting rid of because that is what Naruto's sword, or mostly not sword, dagger from 7. So yeah. Also, what's called Naruto still has what's called his scissors that 7 has taught him and all that, how to use chi and all that and all that. Naruto actually combined his scissors with other elements like fire, water, wind, and other things like that. So yeah, after that a whole training, he did kind of fight against Kakashi to see what level he's at. He's already at, well, he was, why did I actually do that? I don't know. Because I already said that he was already Chonin because he was promoted to be Chonin. And tonight they wanted to give him a Genin team, but he said, fuck that. Of course, they had to go to the Sand Village, and Team Asuma would have to come along to actually help Team 7, since Team 7 does not have 2 other teammates, since, Sasuke is dead, and Sasuke is also dead. I think I mentioned that I also killed Danzo in part 2, but I can't remember. Was it part 2 or part 1? Screw it, I'm gonna just say Danzo is dead, and also the Root almost aren't really alive. So there's no Sai. There is Sai and what's called Yamato, but yeah. Of course, with that happening, they go to the Sand Village. Naruto meets Tamari again, and Naruto is very happy to see Tamari. Of course, Naruto did mention about marriage and all that, and blah blah blah. Of course, after getting Gaara, they get to fight against Dato and Sasori, and this is where I kind of left it off. So, with Sasori, he is right now fighting against Naruto. And for Dato is right now fighting against Kakashi, Asuma, Shikamaru, and even Ino. Also Choji. No, Choji is with Naruto. And also the old lady is still here. So she's gonna be helping Naruto and Choji to fight against, well, Sasori and his poison. So Naruto's right now fighting against Sasori. Naruto's using his Thousand Demon Dagger to block multiple Senbons that are trying to go against what's called Choji or the old lady attacks. So of course Choji is trying to crush Sasori, but Sasori is very limbo. Well, not limbo. He's right now his like giant puppet and all that. That whole puppet had a scorpion tail and all that. Choji actually managed to break through it, but Sasori managed to get out of it, and he shows his real body. Of course, Naruto's right now fighting against Sasori in combat, just hand-to-hand combat. Of course, Sasori started using what's called that liquid. I forgot what it's called. It was like he shoot liquid at Sasuke in original canon. But yeah, of course, he tried to shoot it at Naruto, and Naruto says, Amaterasu. He gets hit by black flames, and of course he says, shit, I'm not dying here. He uses his, I think it was 1,000 puppets, or was it 100 puppets? I don't know why I said 1,000. 100 puppets to try to attack Naruto, but Naruto uses his 1,000 Demon Dagger, and actually adds fire chakra and also wind chakra. And those little shards of metal and all that, they all kind of, explode with flames. And when Naruto swing his sword, the hand on all that, the blades do go straight towards the puppets and cut through them so easily. It does hit why the hell was I about to say Doddy? No, not Doddy. Dobby. I was about to say Dobby for some reason. No, I mean Sasori, and Sasori is now killed. Of course, the old lady is saying, I'm sorry, Sasori, but you had to die. So yeah, after that, Kakashi, Asuma, and Ino and Shikamaru actually managed to kill Deidara. Deidara actually dies from Kakashi actually being better in this. In this version, he's actually better in using his lightning. So he doesn't just use Chidori. He actually uses other lightning attacks. So he finished what's called Deidara was a lightning attack called Lightning Spark Dance, which allows him to kind of use the Chidori, but lightning around him will kind of spark around him. And of course, it's kind of like a Taijutsu mixed with Jutsu. So he uses kind of Chidori and kind of fight with the Chidori and all that blade, and kicks and all that. And of course, Kakashi's like movements does become like lightning a little bit much faster. And of course, Kakashi's body does become lightning. And of course, right now, just kicking the hell out of Deidara. And Deidara did try to use explosion, but all them times just get cancelled because right now Kakashi's basically a counter to Deidara. And of course, he gets stabbed in the heart and dies. Yeah, Deidara's gone. Of course, the old lady does sacrifice her life still for Gaara and all that. And of course, she says, thank you, Naruto. Please watch over Gaara for me. And Naruto nodded. And of course, Gaara's woken, and of course, they go back to the village, the Sand Village. They all go back to the Leaf Village, and this is where I'm gonna do a couple of months time skip. So, the Two Tails will still be captured. The Three Tails, the Three Tails would have been captured by Deidara and, Toby. It's just Toby had to have a different plan for this. So yeah, Three Tails is captured by Hidan and, Kakuzu. The Three Tails is actually having to be captured by Obito by himself. And he just puts him in the Genjutsu and capture him. Of course, we go into the Four Tails. Four Tails still gets captured by, Kisame and Itachi. The Five Tails will be captured by Kakuzu and Hidan still, the same thing. And of course, Six Tails will be captured by, Pain. Yeah, it was Pain that captures him. So I think Pain went after the Six Tails. And of course, the Seven Tails was captured by Kakuzu and Hidan again. Yeah, it was the Seven Tails, that got captured. The Eight Tails is, since there's no Sasuke, he's going to be safe. And also, the Nine Tails is going to be captured and all that. So Shikamaru is still gonna go fight against what's called Kakazu and Hidan this time. But of course Shikamaru, Ino, and well, it's called Choji. Asuma still dies, so that will still happen a lot. But what happened to Naruto? Naruto's actually kind of getting word from well, Jiraiya about what's it called? Well, about someone kind of what's it called ready to attack the Leaf Village since the what's called different tail beasts were getting captured. And since Naruto didn't actually know where the different tail beasts would have been at, he didn't actually have time to actually meet them and all that since he stayed in the village and didn't travel with Jiraiya. So yeah, of course, Naruto, in the couple months, he kind of felt his eyes burning. He doesn't know why it was burning. Until, well, he kind of met what's called Kurama. He went into his mindscape and he was asking Kurama, why is his eyes burning? He kind of asked Kurama, Kurama, Ashura, Indra, and even Seven why his eyes were kind of burning. And of course, this is where also the purple dragon's also in his mindscape and all that. The, what's called purple flame dragon. And of course, he even asked him. And of course, well, all of them said we have no fucking clue. And of course, this is where Naruto activated his eyes while seeing what the hell is happening to his eyes. He activated them, and of course, instead of going into his normal fusion, kind of looking like Madara's and Obito's fusion Sharingan, like an EMS, it goes into this. This is his new Sharingan. Since he has the purple flame contract dragon, his eyes kind of fuse with the purple flames. So Naruto's able to use purple flames. So yeah. Also, we're wondering why he has kind of like red and all that, or a weird kind of shade of red. I don't know. I got bored one day. I kind of put it on there. I don't know. But yeah, so just red like that. So yeah. With that happening, Naruto has those eyes, and of course, he does have like slick and what's it called? The dots. So slick right there, slick right there, slick right there, and slick right there. That's just because, I don't know, I got bored again. And so yeah, Naruto's eyes changed from that color. So of course, this is actually an evolution form from his EMS, his internal Mannequin Sharingan. It is now the internalist purple flame Sharingan. Yes, is that something I just came up in my mind real fast? Hell the fuck yes. I didn't actually think of that when I was actually thinking of this that much. But yes, this is where this Sharingan is now way stronger and actually can be seen into the future way easier. So Naruto won't be able to need to predict attacks from people. He can actually see somewhat close to the future, like 4 seconds ahead. But he just needs to train more to see more. Of course, that's what Naruto's eyes switch into. So of course, he can still go from what's called the 3 Tomoe, the MS, EMS, and then this purple. He can just go through that. Or he can just add enough chakra so it can just go into this like really fast. But yeah, with that happening, Naruto is saying, my eyes stopped burning. This is good. And of course, they said, yeah, that's cool and all. So also, well, I should mention that Naruto does have wood style because of Ashura. Now, he does have the Sharingan because of Indra, but yeah, you get the point, right? Now, I know someone's going to say that Ashura is not the reason why Hashirama had wood style. I know it's not because he had wood style because, well, Ashura helped and all that. Since, well, Hashirama just got really lucky and, well, it's mostly plot convenience that he got wood style. But yeah, you get the point. But since this, I'm gonna just say that yeah, he had enough power to kind of switch his what's called DNA to give Naruto wood style. Okay, Naruto does have wood style. Also, you can probably see from over here that this will actually be, well, Naruto's Rinnegan. Yes, Naruto's gonna have a Rinnegan, but I'll mention how he gets that later. Okay. Now with that happening, so Hidan and Kakazu would still fight against Kakashi. And Kakashi in this one, he was so much faster and using his lightning and much what's called easier and using also his MS. So with his MS, what's it called? Naruto actually managed to heal it to the point where he can actually use it freely and all that. Well, kind of heal it. He kind of had to use Kurama's chakra to kind of heal it and all that. So yeah, he's not much good at medical jutsu, but yeah. Of course, Kakashi used Kamui to Kamui Kakuzu's head into, well, the Kamui dimension. With that happening, Kakashi did kind of just cut through, well, not cut through, he kind of Chidori every single heart. And with Hidan, well, Shikamaru still did the same and blew his ass straight and buried his ass. So yeah, that still happened. But then we go into Kisame and Itachi. Now, Itachi, since his little brother Sasuke was never the one to actually go kill him, he is still alive. And since that is still a thing, he kind of realized that, well, his brother is dead, and realized that maybe Naruto did something with it, and decides to attack the village way earlier than Pain would have attacked the village. So he's right now using fire styles to trying to lure out where is Naruto. And Naruto, since he was in his mindscape, he got out of his mindscape and heard commotion. This is Itachi right now just attacking the village. Everyone is screaming until, well, looked like a shuriken was going straight to Itachi. And Itachi managed to dodge, but the shuriken came back. But instead of being like a normal black shuriken, it was kind of silver. No, these are not shurikens. These are scissors. Yeah, Naruto uses the scissors. And of course, Itachi managed to dodge again and says, "You bastard, you killed my little brother." Naruto says, "Well, yes, because he's a dumbass." And of course, Itachi said, "You bastard, I will kill you." And of course, he's just pissed because, well, yeah, his little brother's dead, but yeah, that's mostly his fault. If Itachi really didn't murder what's called a clan, I think Sasuke wouldn't been that unstable, but yeah. But Naruto just dodged an attack from Itachi using his own new Sharingan that involve and all that, and kicks Itachi in the stomach. Now, Itachi, I should mention that Itachi is pretty sick. Since he did not get killed by Sasuke, he is sick. And is coughing up lots of blood. And Naruto didn't kick him that hard. But Itachi, he uses his Suno with the last bit of chakra before he dies or something. Because, well, since the Eightos isn't being captured by, well, not captured, well, attacked by Sasuke. What's it called? So let me say this again. So, a couple months. Since Sasuke had to go kill Itachi, that never happened. So Itachi kind of went through his limits. And of course is kind of dying at this point, fighting against, well, Naruto. He doesn't have enough chakra. So he uses, well, his Susanoo. And uses, what's it called, the blade. I forgot what it's called. Let me search it up. Okay, let me just say this. It's hard for me to say in Japanese, but it's just called sealing blade. Or that's what I can remember last time. So, he tries to seal Naruto away until Naruto activates his Susanoo. Now, I fucked up and saying his Susanoo is just purple color, but it's a purple and crimson color. So, Naruto's eyes are crimson red for his Susanoo, and what around him is purple. But of course, instead of just being the rib cage, well, the rib cage is red and all that, and the color around it, the aura for the Susanoo, is, well, purple. Now, Naruto did activate, like, what's it called, not the rib cage, but, well, what's called bones for the Susanoo. Yeah, it's red and all that. Yeah, you get the point, right? Naruto made the skeleton version. Now, of course, the skeleton version has not 3 horns. What am I talking about? 2 horns? Actually, not 2 horns. 3 horns, cause it's gonna match like Seven's hair a little bit. But yeah, 3 horns. And of course, this is where the sealing blade was about to hit Naruto. It doesn't do jack shit since Naruto has his Susanoo blocking him. And since, well, it's never mentioned if the Sealing Blade can pierce through another Susanoo's, which I'm guessing it can't. So yeah, it can't do that. And Naruto, he tried to activate more chakra. And of course, Itachi goes beyond and activates his perfect Susanoo. Well, his semi-perfect Susanoo, okay? Naruto adds more chakra, and Kurama in this one actually decides to willingly help. Well, since he's willing to help, he lends a lot of chakra to Naruto, and also kind of actually activating what's up? Let me say that again. KSM. Wait, no, fuck. Why the hell did I say S? No, KCM. Of course, with that happening, Naruto goes into KCM, and of course, his Susanoo goes into the perfect Susanoo. Now, let me mention how the Susanoo looks like. So, he has red eyes, the Susanoo, yes, but his armor, it's all red. Now, the color of the skin of the Susanoo is purple. Now, the blade was purple, and it kind of looks like the Thousand Demon Dagger. One hand. The other hand has, well... Okay, the other hand is a scythe. Now, this scythe is, well, it's called the Reaper Scythe. That's what I'm going to call it, okay? The Reaper Scythe, if he cuts anything or kills anything with it, he can take the soul of it and also, well, take their powers with it along. So, yeah. So, Naruto has those two blades for his Susanoo, and of course, Itachi says, die! And of course, Naruto is in somewhat KCM and all that. But of course, his KCM is a little bit different. It is KCM, but it's also added with his Purple Dragon Chakra. Since the Purple Dragon Chakra is kind of connected with him, KCM is yellow with some purple around it. His eyes are actually kind of, well, not his eyes. Well, around his eyes has like scales and all that. And his hair is kind of going like purple flames. But yeah, everything else is kind of yellow and gold. Now, Naruto uses his Susanoo's arm, well, his like siphon, to cut at Itachi. Now, Itachi does get cut, since Itachi's losing a lot of chakra and his eyes are getting way blurrier. He did try to use the Sealing Blade, but of course it doesn't do jack shit to Naruto. And he does get cut through. His Susanoo gets cut. And, well, what's it called? A vertical slash. So just, yeah. Vertical slash, and of course, well, Itachi's cut from the torso to, like, what's it called? Okay, so the Susanoo's torso towards what's it called? The side of the Susanoo. So, yeah. So, Itachi coughs up blood also, because they did also hit him. And Itachi says, I'm sorry, Sasuke, it seems it was my fault you died. So yeah, he died. Now, even though he died, since Naruto uses the scythe, it actually did take what's called Itachi's soul and his powers, and it went into somewhat the scythe. Well, into Naruto, exactly. Now, Naruto's eyes are actually involving more. From just the fusion of Madara and Obito's Sharingan eyes, which he's not fusion with Obito or Madara, I'm just saying. His eyes actually fuse with what's called, Itachi's eyes. So it looks like a fusion between Obito, Madara's, and Itachi's eyes, with the purple flames being in it. Since that's what happened, Naruto's eyes are now in full illusion. Now, his Susanoo actually involves also. Susanoo only had 2 arms. Now it actually has 4 arms in total. Now, it has the what's called Itachi's like Sealing Blade, and also the other weapon that Itachi had. I think the other weapon was called the mirror. Yeah, So Naruto does have the somewhat looking shield. It's a mirror and all it, which I think it just like blocks attacks, and also what's called was supposed to block Naruto's attack and reflect it, but it didn't and gets cut in half because Itachi didn't have enough power. So that's what Naruto has now, the shield looking mirror thing, and also the what's called the Sealing Blade. The blade that can seal anything, okay? So yeah, with that happening, Naruto has those what's called abilities of Itachi, and well, Naruto's Susanoo doesn't really change to any color that much. It might has what's called shield color. The mirror shield is gonna be orange, but it's called the Tetsuke blade weapon. It's gonna be kind of color of like red and purple. I just want to keep the mirror weapon to be like orange red, okay? So yeah, with that happening, Naruto gets out of his Susanoo and does fall back down. Now, since that happened, Tsunade says, stay report Naruto, Jonin Naruto. And of course, Naruto just explained that, well, Itachi attacked and doesn't know where Kisami's at. Now, Kisame is right now fighting, well, not really fighting. Kisame saw that whole fight, and he's thinking of not really going to fight against the kid, instead waiting, and because he has heard about Katsu, Deidara, Hiran, Sasori, and even Itachi are all dead. So he's actually thinking to be smart for this. But before he can actually leave, this is where something happens. A clone of Naruto appears. Naruto knew that about Kisame. Well, he didn't meet Itachi, but he knew that, well, the Akatsuki's kind of go into two pairs. And so he knows about Kisame. He kind of sent his chakra when he was in his KCM plus the Purple Dragon mode. So yeah, with that happening, Naruto appeared right in front of Kisame, because Naruto has put enough seals around the village so he can do the flying Raijin. So Naruto appears right in front of Kisame. And Naruto says Rasengan, Amaterasu and Purple Flame style. Boom! Hits Kisame in the heart, burning through what's called the skin and hitting the heart with the Rasengan Black Flame Purple style. Purple Flame style. So yeah, Kisame is dead. So yeah, Naruto just didn't want another Akatsuki member kind of telling the leader whatever bullshit. But he already knows the leader's somehow gonna get this information from bullshit away. But yeah. So yeah. So Naruto done that, and he goes back to Tsunade and does talk about how Kisame is dead. Now Naruto did also take what's called Kisame's blade and all that. So yeah. So he does give it to Tsunade, and Tsunade nods and says, okay, you can go ahead, Naruto. So Naruto does writes a messenger bird and all that and sends it to the Sand Village to talk to, what's it called? Tomari. To talk to Tomari. So yeah, and also Gar, just to see if they're okay from the Akatsuki's attack or anything. So yeah. So we go into a couple months later, and this is where, Pain would have attacked what's called Cloud Village, but instead he decided to attack the Leaf Village. So he says, Almighty Push. And Naruto actually, when he was training his dojutsu, his newest dojutsu, he actually kind of goes into the future into like 60 seconds, and does see Pain already attacking the village. This is where when Pain does attack the village, this is where Naruto uses his flying Raijin and goes into everyone's house, and takes him and goes into like the mountainside. Out of the village mostly, into like the Hokage's heads and all that. And everyone is shocked what actually happened. Pain says, "Oh my push," and everything just gets pushed away. Tsunade says, "What is happening, Naruto?" Naruto says, "My dojutsu evolve. I can see into the future about 60 seconds. And I saw an Akatsuki leader, I'm guessing this is the Akatsuki leader, decide to attack the village." Now, I should mention one thing. Jiraiya did die. And so, Jiraiya still did die. And of course, Naruto did tell him it's a stupid idea for you to go to the Rain Village. But Jiraiya didn't listen. And did tell Naruto that, be good kid, protect Tsunade and all that. And yeah. So of course, Naruto did get the word of how Jiraiya died. And of course, in this one, it didn't really hurt Naruto that much. It did, the fact that, he was his godfather. But he wasn't really there, and Naruto didn't have that much of a bonding time with Jiraiya that much. I mean, Jiraiya was in the village during his kind of years of training inside the village. But yeah, Naruto did also kind of what's it called learn a different senjutsu than what's it called. Well, not senjutsu. Sage mode. He learned what's called the wood style sage mode. But yeah. Now we go into a fight between Pain and Naruto. So Pain is right now attacking, and of course, what's called different Jonin ninjas and Ambos are right now attacking the Pains. So Konohamaru did still manage to do what's called a Rasengan into the Path of Pain that kind of uses the King of Hell and all that. Now, of course, that still gets destroyed. Naruto's right now fighting against the Diva Path Pain. And of course, other Pains do try to stop Naruto, but Naruto uses what's called his ability to see into the future and all that. And as you see the different attacks and all that coming towards Naruto, and Naruto did use his scissors and also his demon dagger and his other sword and all that to start trying to take down these Path of Pain. Now, of course, Naruto, seeing the 60 seconds, like one of the Path of Pains are actually going to grab him, Naruto uses his scissors to kind of, well, he threw his scissors, and of course it was about to hit the Diva Path, until the Diva Path was about to say Shinra Tensei, and he does, and of course Naruto jumps over the scissors that was about to come towards him, and hit the Path of Pain that was about to absorb Naruto and grab him and absorb his chakra, and gets cut in half. Yeah, Naruto was hoping for that since he used the future. So yeah. So with that happening, Naruto cut down one of the Path of Pain. Another Path of Pain started using summoning animals. Naruto summoned his own summoning animal. And this is the purple dragon that burns through the animals, the summoning animals, and kills the animal path user. This is where the medical, what's called path, I think it was the human path, that tries to kind of get to different paths and trying to revive them back up, until Naruto saw this and kind of uses his demon blade to try to cut him. This is where the Diva Path went in front of him and says Shinra Tensei. But of course, before the what's called blade was about to hit the Diva Path, and before the Diva Path could even say Shinra Tensei, the sword broke. And of course, this is where the Diva Path thought that, well, the sword is weak and all that. And Nagato thought, ha, you weakling. And Naruto did get pushed back by the Shinra Tensei, but the piece of the blade, when the human path was about to getting closer to one of the destroyed Paths of Pains, gets cut into multiple pieces. Cause the little metal shards Naruto used with chi kind of goes straight to the what's called Diva Path, since he can control it with the what's called handle and all that, since Naruto used. So that human path is dead. So let me go through the paths. The King of Hell is dead since it gets destroyed by Konohamaru. Still the same. Kakashi, he didn't die. He's right now pretty much hurt, but yeah. The Diva Path is still alive. The human path is dead. The Zoro path, I forgot what it's called, is dead. And also the animal path is dead. Am I missing one? So it's the Ashura Path and Diva Path that are still alive. This is where the Ashura Path starts rushing at Naruto using the machine, what's called, kind of transforming his body into start shooting like bullets and start using the saws and trying to cut Naruto. Naruto goes into what's called KCM, and of course with the Purple Dragon Chakra and all that. And really, he uses his what's called, well, his sword, his demon dagger sword, and also pull out the Uzumaki sword to really just cut through it easily. Shing. Now, of course, one kind of leads a kind of reddish flame from the Uzumaki blade and all that. That's what the Uzumaki blade kind of, not red flames, but mostly it leaves like a water stream. That's what the Uzumaki blade is special for. And the what's called his demon dagger blade, he adds the purple flames to just cut through it. So two nice clean cuts. He cuts with the Ashura Path. Now next it is the Diva Path. The Diva Path says, interesting. It seems like you can take out my past, but can you really take me out? Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto says, of course I can take you out, weakling. Not really, but yeah. Naruto's not that cocky, but of course Naruto activates as well. He's already has his Sharingan already activated, and he starts fighting against the Diva Path. The Diva Path says Shinra Tensei and pushes Naruto away. Now Naruto managed to kind of use chakra to kind of, when he got pushed back, he kind of launched back. But of course, when he was about to fall down to the back, to hit the ground at the back, he managed to flip mid-air and kind of land into the ground and actually put chakra into his legs, just so he won't be pushed back. That's where Pain says, "Almighty push." I mean, not almighty push, universal pull, and pulls Naruto. Naruto could not even put chakra. He goes straight to the Diva Path. The Diva Path managed to grab Naruto and then throws him to the ground. Now Naruto goes, "Ka! Ah!" And of course, he is kind of saying, "Shit." This is where, well, Naruto uses kind of what's called, he gets hit in the ground, and the Diva Path says, "Give up. Pain shall, Pain is the winner here, isn't it?" Or whatever he said in original canon. And of course, this is where Naruto says, "Wood cell, wood devastation force." Wood, like roots of woods, kind of appeared and started almost hitting what's called the Diva Path. The Diva Path says, "Almighty push," blows away all the wood, and Naruto appears and punches the Diva Path. The Diva Path could not react fast enough. So let me mention how Naruto even did this. He did not use what's called the KCM chakra to add like chakra into his legs and to rush really fast and appear. No, he uses the flying Raijin. Naruto managed to put a seal into, what's it called? Nagato. Not Nagato. Mostly the Diva Path. Of course, the Diva Path was like, "What the hell? Shinra Tensei." And of course, Naruto was about to get hit until he uses the flying Raijin again and punches the Diva Path. The Diva Path says, "How? How are you doing this?" And started using rods to try to attack Naruto. Naruto, he uses his demon, Thousand Demon Dagger to start blocking against the different rods. And Naruto's now rushing in with his two swords. And of course, Diva Path, instead of using Shinra Tensei, because he does have a limit to using it, he pulls out two black rods and starts fighting against Naruto and clashing with Naruto's swords. And of course, Naruto was like, "Maybe I have a chance for this." Kurama. What? So this is the Rinnegan, isn't it? You tell me about the Rinnegan, right? And of course, Kurama says, "This is the time to even ask for it." "Yes, I have told you about the Rinnegan." And Naruto says, "Does it have any other special ability?" Well, you defeated the other Path of Pain, so I'm guessing it probably does. I just don't know what it exactly is. Indra says, "Neither do I." Yeah, neither do I. Neither. All of them says, "Neither do I." And of course, this is where Pain says, "Shinra Tensei," pushes Naruto away. But this is where Naruto, he uses his what's called fingers to kind of like swing at what's called the Diva Path. And the Diva Path was confused and got ready for any different attack. This is where the scissors appeared and almost cuts the Diva Path's like head off. That's where the Diva Path managed to jump away, and of course Naruto grabbed his scissors back. This is where the Diva Path saying, "I'm having what's called, I had enough with this." This is where the what's called Diva Path starts focusing on enough chakra and says, "Planetary devastation." Throws up in the air, and Naruto says, "What the fuck is that?" Then gets pulled into it. And he says, "God damn it, how would I be able to stop this?" The Diva Path, "You lost, Naruto Uzumaki." Now Naruto's saying, "I won't lose right now," until his eyes started burning. He's like, "Ah." Of course, his eyes started burning a little bit. But this is where Naruto says, "Amaterasu," and does sneak in an Amaterasu into the Diva Path. The Diva Path says, "What the?" Of course, when Naruto went into the planetary devastation, he kind of just realized, fuck it. Susanoo, like full perfect Susanoo, and cuts through the whole planetary devastation. This is where Naruto used wood style, wood capture, to capture what's called Diva Path. Now, Diva Path says Shinra Tensei. Now, of course, Naruto is wasting so much chakra against Naruto. It's where Naruto fully just had enough of this and did add what's called nature chakra into his, not nature. He just uses a lot of nature chakra And of course, it went Sage Mode and punches at the Diva Path, breaking his face. And this is where Naruto did put his demon, what's it called, Thousand Demon Dagger, and then managed to cut Nagato's, well, not Nagato's head, the Diva Path's head off. This is where Naruto sees one of the rods and kind of stab himself into so he can focus where the original chakra should have came from. He finds Nagato, and this is where we go to straight Nagato's tree and Konan. And sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze, so that's why I kind of paused it. But yeah, I really thought I was gonna sneeze. Motherfucking hell. But yeah, with that happening, he's right now just sees Nagato, and of course Konan appears and says, "I will not let you hurt Nagato." Naruto says, "So you're Nagato." But this is what we're gonna do. Naruto kind of do talk no jutsu to Nagato, and Nagato agrees. And Nagato, since it didn't hurt anyone, this what's called original, well, I mean, not original. And this what if he actually kind of just he still releases some people from the King of Hell and uses the soul thing. And of course, well, Kakashi doesn't die in this one, so he still doesn't meet his father or anything. And of course, this is where Nagato says, "Naruto, take my eyes. Keep them or destroy them. Here you go." And of course, Konan kind of takes Nagato away, and Naruto has the Rinnegan. So yeah, that would happen. So of course, this is where we do a time skip about where Obito kind of fights against Konan and trying to locate where Nagato's at. When Obito does defeat Konan and tries to locate Nagato, he finds out that Nagato's eyes are gone, and he's enraged about it. This is where he has to start the war way earlier. This is where he can't use what's called, well, he can't bring, well, what's called, well, how should I say, Orochimaru in, because Orochimaru is dead, Kabuto is dead, and so he has to kind of bring what's called Madara out early into the fight, into the war. So, of course, the what's called a Kage meeting was summoned, and of course, this is where, well, with that happening, a Kage meeting did happen, and of course, this is where, well, when they get into the Kage meeting with Tsunade and all that, and of course, Naruto's there, kind of just being a protector and a ninja, since he's a Jonin ranked ninja. Kakashi's also there protecting Tsunade and all that from the other Kages. But yeah, since that's happening, well, a Zetsu kind of, well, not a Zetsu, Obito appears and of course says, "I start the fourth great shinobi war." So of course that would happen. And of course Naruto says, he says, "Hamasasu," and tries to burn Obito. Obito dodges. He was using Kama Weed, and Naruto does have Kama Weed. And of course he says, "You cannot defeat me, you nine-tailed brat." Naruto rushes at Obito, and Obito did already have Kama Weed activated. Naruto says Kama Weed also, just to Kama Weed his body to see if he can punch at Obito. He punches Obito straight in the face, and Obito thought that he wouldn't be punched. He thought it would just go through, and he gets smashed into the wall, well, phased through the wall. And Obito says, "How? How can you hurt me?" Naruto says, "I see. It seems Kama Weed will help me out to fight you. If you are Madara Uchiha, then fight me right now." Obito says, "Screw you, you brat," and does Kama Weed away. This is where we're gonna go into a couple month time skip. This is where, well, since what's called, instead of like going into the temple and helping Naruto kind of control the Nine Tails, that would actually not happen. But instead, the war would begin, and of course, who is leading the war will be the same people. So of course, one, well, what's it called? Kakashi be leading the war. Gaara also be leading the war. You get the point. A bunch of people will be leading the war right now to fight against what's called Madara. But yeah, this is where Madara is actually summoned by Obito to kind of fight against the war. And of course, well, Obito does have a bunch of Zetsus to fight against, well, what's called different Shinobi alliances. Now, since I feel like I'm going to keep sneezing or trying to sneeze or anything, I'm actually going to end it off here. I just feel like ending it off here. I would do part 5 late, what's called probably tomorrow. I say probably because I don't know if I'm actually going to do it. But yeah, this is where I'm actually ending it off. Have a nice potato day, potato night, potato say potato, potato. Also, my throat is kind of hurting. And I'm going to go drink water or hot chocolate mostly. But yeah, bye bye. Potato, potato.